Okay, everybody. Hey, sorry for the tech glitches at the beginning. We're still trying to figure out. Sometimes there's a problem getting our Restream server into Telegrams. Anyways, we got it all worked out, and I'm super excited about today because I'm bringing on somebody who is definitely neck deep in the crypto world, and they've got a lot of cool projects going on themselves. Also, they are an influencer, and we've worked with them before, actually, with SafeJet. And so I'm really happy about bringing on CB. So CB stands for Crypto Blood. And CB, great to have you here on Trust Lunch. Welcome to the show,
Th-
man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. James, always a pleasure.
For sure, for sure. Good to see you. So my first question, which I always love to know, is how did you even get into crypto? Like what was your on
Oh
ramp into
man, I
crypto like?
love telling this story, man. It's an interesting one. So I was one night in March of 2013. I was you ever heard of a blog called Zero Hedge? You ever heard of Zero Hedge?
No, no,
No.
I haven't.
Okay, so Zero Hedge still around, but it's an economic blog, and I was reading an article about this new digital currency, and I'm like, what? It doesn't have a central bank issuer. It's decentralized. What does decentralized mean? Like these are all new, but new words. Then now
Yeah.
today, everyone throwing these words around. But I have a background in trading FX, and also I'm a coder as well. I used to be knee deep into the coding world. So those two elements really brought home the concept that this article was speaking on, which was Bitcoin. So I literally that night, James, went out and purchased 5 Bitcoins at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and sent it through. What was the forgot my man's name, BitInstant. That was Charlie Shrim's company, BitInstant, and funded it through Mount Gox. And yeah, the rest was history. So once I got the funds onto Mount Gox, I said, okay, this is not a scam. I can truly, I have these Bitcoins now. And the following night, I went and bought some more. So yeah, that's where it all started. Thanks
Well,
to
so
Zero Hedge.
the question is going to be you bought 5 Bitcoins, but the key is when did you buy 5 Bitcoins?
Yeah, 2013, $96.
Are you kidding
87,
me? You
87 bucks, $96, somewhere around there. Yeah.
you bought 5 Bitcoin for 96 bucks?
Hmm.
You timed it well, my friend.
Well, but you got to think, James, people were buying it at that point. I'm thinking I'm getting in late because
True,
people were
true.
buying it a penny, a dollar. It didn't even have a price. Right. So I'm like, what am I doing? So I did, in hindsight, of course, looks great. But yeah, then it was the most expensive currency. It's the most expensive currency, 97 US dollars to buy 1 Bitcoin. There was no other currency in the world that was that valuable.
A friend of mine, we always talk about this, how all of us had the chance to get in on Bitcoin. Like we all had the same opportunity, but we just didn't take it. I remember
Mm.
back then hearing about Bitcoin. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. That just sounds like a scam. So, but hey, kudos to you that you got in. So the cool thing is you've been in the crypto space for longer than most because you don't have to be in very long to be a long timer, right? Most people
No,
are in crypto less than 2 years. Would love to hear your take just on the market right now. A lot of people are wondering, where's this going? Are we going sideways for a while? Are we finally going to break out, or are we going down? What do you think?
simple terms or a simple way to put it, James. I think we're still going to have a period of trying to figure out things here. It's like a consolidation mode, I would say, between here and even lower, possibly 12,000, 17,005 was the low in this latest trend. But I would say because of economic forces, traditional TradFi forces, I think we're going to see another leg down because the Federal Reserve they pretty much put themselves in a corner. They want to hike interest rates because of inflation. The economy is running hot, all self-inflicted. They did all of this, right? So it's like the fireman that sets a fire, then goes out and puts it out and wants to get all the credit for it.
Yeah.
this is what they've done to us, to the world economy, by trying to can kick what should have been a reset from 2008. They've papered over it with trillions and trillions of dollars in liquidity, primarily to the banks, right? And it didn't go into our hands, as of recently it has, and that's where we're starting to see the inflation manifest itself, because they, in this COVID pandemic scenario that we've been handed, they gave out a lot of money to the people this time, and so now we're seeing the kind of ramifications of those actions.
I was talking about that with someone this morning, how in America right now, people are desperate for staff. Like nobody wants to work. And part of
Yeah.
it was because everybody was given a lot of money during the pandemic. So for
Yep.
those of you who are new to CB, I'll just put up your channel real quick. Let me put it on the screen here. This is CB's YouTube channel. Oh, I see you're streaming this right now. And CB does a lot of reviews here. Of course, he does some promo stuff. He did a promo for SafeJet as well on there. Tell me a little bit about when did you get this channel going?
So I started the whole crypto blood thing in 2014. So a year or so after finding out about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been that's when I created the channel, or the Gmail account that's associated with the channel. But my first video on the channel was in 2017. So it's been a bit of time since I've been creating content.
For sure, you have. So, because you are so involved with crypto and you got a good pulse on it, love to hear what some of the most exciting projects as you survey the ground right now. Especially, and some projects are not even wanting to launch right now, right? Some projects are pulling their launches, waiting for it to go back up. But I would love to hear any new projects that you've seen come across your desk that you think, hey, this really has a lot of potential.
Projects specific, not, I mean, of course I've seen a lot of them, but I'm more of a macro type guy, and so even in my pickings of cryptocurrencies and various projects, I like to stay at the base layer, or like the blockchains. So the native tokens with a lot of these various blockchains is what I typically try to keep a pulse on, because ultimately what's going to happen is, in the safest way, if I can even say safest way to invest in cryptos, I believe, is to buy some of those native coins, those native cryptocurrencies, they call them like layer one coins. Um, so you're talking about, of course, Ethereum is one. Um, they've got the proof of stake, proof of work migration they're going through. We'll have to see how that pans out. We saw that Ethereum Classic really shot up over 3x because some comments from Vitalik, stating, if you're not comfortable or you don't like this migration to proof of stake with ETH2, maybe check out Ethereum Classic. And so that really made Ethereum Classic rally. But again, the base, or I call them base layer coins, but the native coins to a lot of these ecosystems, those are the coins that I watch. Binance Token, Chainlink. I'm really, really excited about Algorand as well. They're doing a lot of great things over there. Near protocol, but even further, a non-blockchain token, James, that I like is HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph. I really like what they're doing over there. So there's so many for people to pick from. Not a huge fan of Solana, have to be honest, for various reasons. Maybe we can get into that. But yeah, I mean, Avalanche, Polygon, those are, Matic is doing great. They're really scaling Ethereum. But my whole thing with that is, what happens if Ethereum does migrate successfully and they begin to scale at the base layer one? How important would a Matic be? So we'll all have to see. It's a very early process or stage in this crypto space. Even though I've been in it for 9 years, not a lot of progress from the standpoint of how can I put it, like smart contract, smart chain, utilitarian, the use case of blockchain is really in the last 2 years, we've seen a very big growth in that from that aspect. It's mostly been speculation, so I think we're still early as far as seeing, what coins, what projects are going to stand out. As one thing I did notice yesterday, James, is that I think like 80% of the activity on blockchains at this point, I saw this tidbit come out yesterday, 80% of the volatility or um, transactions, I should say, on blockchains in general have been from GameFi as of late. So, gaming is going to be huge for crypto, for blockchain. So we still don't have one of those as a major player yet. So that's what I say, when I say it's early, still early, but gaming definitely, DeFi for sure. Those are going to be your heavy hitters, in my opinion, when you look at the subset of various industries within the blockchain.
Yeah, I think something like the blockchain is still like, it's still, as you say, it's still so early. There's still so many use cases that we haven't even figured out. It's like when drones first came out. Like when drones came out, people thought, "Oh, cool! Now I can like shoot video of me on the beach from a long ways up." But then people started to realize, like, no, wait a minute. Now drones, they're just coming out with all these use cases. Same
Mm-hmm.
blockchain, even more so, right? So I do wonder sometimes about the future of crypto in terms of if we're not going to go more that direction where the most solid projects have this real world value, other than meme coins and reward coins and stuff like that. I wonder where that will all be in 5 years or so.
Okay, so I've been through maybe 3 altcoin seasons. So the first altcoin season ever was going to be your world coins, your name coins, feather coin. These are all coins that don't exist pretty much today. Red coin. Um, those were like just copying the basically the utility or characteristics of Bitcoin, but just tweaking some of the values or parameters, changing the consensus model. And then you had your altcoin season two, which I would consider, like 2017. That whole bull run, 17, 18, was the ICO boom. So all those ICO tokens, we promise to do this, we promise to do that. Give us, 5 ETH and we'll give you our worthless token back. And, you know, and so the latest one I would categorize maybe as I don't know. This one is a little different, James, because it's a mixture. It's like you got DeFi, but also I would consider a lot of the NFT hype to be part of that altcoin. It's not, NFTs don't really fit into the altcoin category, but you can clump it up in there. That was kind of the mania that we've had from, this last bull run. So where do we go from here? It's very hard to know. Again, I think people should look in the direction of gaming. I really think gaming is going to be huge, James. It's going to be, I think, maybe take us fully mainstream with the common people, right? Not the investment class, because 2017 was the start of bringing the investment class into the crypto world. So you really saw, CNBCs, the Bloombergs adopted and accepted. It's got its own ticker now. Cryptocurrency is crazy. But yeah, I think to get the common, the masses into the space, you're going to have to do it through something like gaming.
Yeah, for sure. I see that, and then even some of these play to win,
Yes.
things like that. It gets people
Exactly.
more involved for sure.
Hmm.
Somebody did a study on coins, and they found that 92% of coins do not last 1 year. Like 92%. So only 8% of all coins make it to
Yeah,
their
but
1 year birthday.
that doesn't even surprise me. If you look at like startups, right? 90 something percent of startups don't make it,
True.
period, outside of crypto. So, being in a very new industry, it doesn't surprise me. I'm surprised it's not higher than that, to be honest with you.
Maybe it is, and they just don't have all the stats.
Yeah.
Definitely, especially in markets like this, I think a lot of
Hmm.
coins won't survive it for sure. I want to ask you a little bit about the just some of the recent hacks that have gone on,
Yeah.
and just to get your take on that. Was it Nomad? I always
Hmm.
forget Nomad,
Nomad is
and
the
then
latest one, 100 million, I think.
which was
Before
all
that,
its own investors, by the way. It was all its own investors stealing from it.
yeah, I don't know the full details on it. I thought it was some type of hacker that took 100 million and they returned 9 million or something crazy. I don't know. The problem is what you're seeing a lot, James. The Nomad one in particular is what was a bridge hack. So the bridges between various blockchains, that technology is still very new, and it's in the alpha stage. If you ask me, it's not even beta. So you're having a lot of exploitations done with those bridges. So I would just tell people to be very careful with those bridges, because that is a common or a reoccurring issue. And Vitalik Buterin even said, he doesn't ever think that bridges will be successful or secure enough to be used by most people on a daily basis. I don't know if I would go that far to say ever, but surely now is not the time to play with any big money in bridges.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, so much of crypto is yeah, it's still in the beginning. Of course, people do come in. Even when I got into crypto, I'm like, I almost didn't get into crypto because I thought, oh, I missed it. It was kind of too late. And someone told me, no, not at all. Like this is literally just at the beginning stage.
Yes, it is.
Um, besides gaming, is what when you mentioned. What do you think is going to be some of the keys of getting crypto more mainstream? Is it going to be more regulation? Like, is that what it will take, or not?
Oh man, that's a big subject. I have a lot of opinions on the regulation aspect of cryptos, because you got to remember, like, my foray into crypto was all about no regulation. Be
Yeah.
your own bank. You know, it, it was there were a lot of libertarians, that mindset, those types of individuals, silver and gold individuals, people who were trying to be their own sovereign bank, or be their own bank, not rely on the Swift network, and all these different channels and networks that pretty much control us, right? Financially, they control our lives. So to see regulation come in, it was really, you saw it really come in, James, in 17. A lot of the regulatory agencies began to give their opinions on cryptos. You had the SEC calling it Bitcoin a commodity, or actually the FTFC, CFTFC calling it a commodity, and the whole debate about Ethereum being a security or not. And so regulation is ultimately going to help adoption for sure, but it's going to take away from the whole meaning of crypto, right? It's crazy. So I don't know, man. I'm very, I guess, pessimistic about the future when it comes to crypto and regulation, because I think it takes away from the whole meaning of being your own bank, and peer-to-peer lending, and peer-to-peer cash transfers. So we'll have to see how it pans out, though. But yeah, the direction we're going is more regulation. Thank God that this technology allows us to still do a lot of what we want around regulation, if we chose to, if the people
Mhm.
chose to. So we'll have to see how it pans out, though.
Do you think more regulation would help with less scamming out there and hacks?
Uh, that's a great question. I would say no, actually. Yeah, I think regulators use that. Oh, we're protecting the investor. They use that whole guise as an excuse for more regulation, and keeping the little men out, or women out, and allowing the good old boys club to extract as much wealth first, before everyone else gets their hands on it. So I would say
Yeah.
no. I see even in traditional finance, TradFi, there's still a lot of fraud,
Yeah.
and they're heavily regulated in various industries within TradFi. So I would say no, James.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought. One of the things that we're all about at Trust Launch is really trying to be a bridge to connect, trustworthy projects, trustworthy dev teams, with
Hmm.
serious investors, right? To bring those two together. And one of the cool things that, at least I feel like I've seen in the last, year, is more and more dev teams coming out, being more transparent about who they are.
Hmm.
As people realize, like, even KYCs don't really mean a whole lot, as people can cheat KYCs and stuff like that. So, but you can't cheat like getting on camera and showing up. And we're seeing more and more dev teams like that, which I think is cool. Have you noticed the same thing?
Yeah, for sure. I do a lot of reviews on my channel, sponsored and non-sponsored reviews of various projects, and that is something I really saw maybe about 8 to 12 months ago. Fully doxed team, that I would consistently hear that, and that is great. That is great. I think that is going to help for sure. Give people more, uh, uh, just allow them to be more comfortable with these various projects, and then also add a layer of accountability for the individuals launching the project. So I know, like with SafeJet, you guys, you're front and center with it, and that's important. So it just adds another layer of accountability, I think, to a lot of these projects. If the person is in front of the camera, you know who they are. They're not just going to just run off and do a Gerald Cotton on you, right?
Yeah.
So
And at least if they do, you you know who they are, right? There's
exactly.
something good about that.
They'll have to die mysteriously, right? That's the only way they can get away with it.
For sure, for sure. I will hunt you down. Um, so let's talk a little bit about adoptions by countries. You
Mm.
look at how the world has obviously not had a unified response to crypto, and nor should we expect that, because the world can't get along with each other. But some countries have really adopted and jumped into crypto. You think about El Salvador and what they've done, like buying more and more Bitcoin, and who knows where that will take them in the future. Of course, some countries jumped in early and did some experiments that didn't work. Other countries like Canada, where I'm originally from, they've really clamped down on crypto. Like, when you're from Canada, it's actually hard to get into crypto, so that's unfortunate. But when you think about some of the most crypto friendly countries, like if you wanted to move to some place where you could maybe not get taxed or have lower taxed, where would you go?
Oh man, that's a great question. I have no clue.
You
Oh
haven't
my
thought about
god.
this with all your Bitcoin? If you're like, you're gonna cash it in, like,
No, no, I haven't, man. I haven't. Because like America is, as much as I complain about it, I think it's still, as far as um geopolitically, I think it's still the least, or the best home on the worst block, right? If you want to put it that way.
I like that.
Uh yeah, so I don't think I would I don't think I would move anywhere, but I would say, like, um countries like El Salvador, they're doing a great job in trying to push adoption in crypto, but I think the execution of it is wrong. I really do. I think that using taxpayers' dollars to buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin can backfire, and we're seeing that, especially with a country where those tax dollars should be going into infrastructure improvements, right? Quality of life.
Yeah.
You got to get some of the core things fixed first, I think, before. And maybe, the president was thinking maybe we can buy this Bitcoin, it go to $1 million, then we can reinvest it into the people. How many times does that happen? I highly doubt that that would be what happens. But yeah, I've never thought about exactly what other countries I would move to. I really haven't. No, I really haven't. Most of the ones that will be open or are open to cryptos, the economic infrastructure is horrible. So they do have the most to gain from adopting cryptocurrencies. But first world country, yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
If
It's
I
a
was
good
going to go
question.
one place, I would go to Portugal because I think it's one of the most crypto friendly countries. In fact, all of your crypto gains are not taxed. So you could, if you were living in Portugal and and you bought 5 Bitcoin and they went to $1 million each,
Hmm.
you could cash that out as a resident and not be taxed on it. So I think
Yeah,
there's some
but
countries like that.
the thing is with American citizens is like if I leave, I get dual citizenship, like I still get taxed, double
Yeah,
taxed.
true,
Then
true.
so
Yeah,
it's
you have to like revoke
crazy.
your
I would have to
citizenship,
revoke
maybe.
my. It's just it's hey man, land of the free, right? Land of the free. Yeah, I
For
don't.
sure.
I've never thought about doing that. It would be a huge step for me, my family, and it's just I wouldn't do it probably. But yeah, Portugal. I forgot about Portugal.
Yeah,
I do
I was
remember covering
recently
a lot of
checking.
their stuff.
So, obviously you're a very smart guy. You've been doing this for a while. You've got some of your own projects as well going on. So, tell us about that. What's cooking in the kitchen?
Yeah, for first and foremost, thanks for having me, John, James. I think the when you highlighted my channel, CBTV, you can probably find it best by just typing in Crypto Blood on YouTube. That is
Yeah, we'll post a link too.
yeah, that is my channel. I have now a few contributors on the channel trying to grow and diversify that effort as well, just to get various views on things in crypto space, because I think that's very important. We shouldn't all agree on everything. There should be
Yeah.
some, when you're out there researching various projects or just crypto in general, don't just listen to one point of view. Don't just listen to my point of view. Listen to a number of point of views and come up with your own assessment. So yeah, CBTV, that's the channel. We do daily content. I just had Gareth Salloway on. That'll be posting, I think, at around 1 o'clock, right after this stream. That guy is awesome. He is a great trader, and I always love having him on. But that's the channel. I also have cryptoblood.io. It's being rebranded, launching this weekend. Check it out because I'm relaunching my trading signal service. So that is very exciting. As I told you earlier, James, I am a former FX trader. I've developed algorithms in those markets for years. And in 2017, I began developing them for crypto. So I'm actually making one of my strategies public that goes live August 15th. And you can pre order and get a 30% discount that will be launching this weekend. So definitely get over to cryptoblood.io. This weekend is not, the new site isn't up yet. It'll be up this
Okay.
weekend, and check it out if you guys are interested in just getting an edge on the markets, right? You don't even have to use this service as if you're an active trader. It can just be like, hey, I'm looking to accumulate more of XYZ. Where's the optimal time to do that? Is it in a trend going up, or is it in a trend going down? So you can use those signals for that as well.
Just for people who are new to crypto who maybe not understand trading signals service, so you want to just explain that a little more for
Yeah,
them?
so it's so I have it, my algorithm, I built it in TradingView, Pine Script coding language, and I basically have it port over to a Telegram room, and it will give you a signal to go long on Bitcoin or go short on Bitcoin, go long on Ethereum, short on Ethereum, and give you various price points for those trades. So yeah, that's kind of it's pretty simple. It'll be a community of us as well. You can ask me questions directly about various economic trends within crypto, and we're just going to build that community.
Yeah, that's really cool. We'll definitely post a link for that. We'll wait till that's up and launched, but we'll post a link for that. I think it's cool
Yeah,
what you're doing.
appreciate it.
So,
Absolutely.
well, I don't want to take too much of your time here. It's just as we wind up, let me ask you this: when you think ahead, what's the most exciting thing for you about crypto going forward?
The most exciting thing is really adoption. I want to see more people get into the space. I want to see more people understand the technology, not just speculate on it. Because if you understand the technology, you can really leverage it. And man, we can really make a change within the world from a geopolitical standpoint, from a monetary standpoint. Like we can really make a change, but the people have to know the power that these technologies hold, and so just about getting more people aware of that, I'm excited about. I think it's going to happen. The more you see the deterioration, the quality of life, especially here in America, James. I mean, it's we're no longer the greatest country in the world. You know, I think we're the last people to know that, but some of us understand. Some of us understand that, and so there is still an opportunity for us to level the playing field for our generations to come. And I think it is through blockchain. It is through blockchain technology. It is through crypto for sure.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you on that. I think most people get into crypto and they just think Bitcoin and coins and let's trade and make some money. But it's what's underneath the hood, right? It's the blockchain, and as you said, the more people that begin to understand the technology, the more smart brains that you have behind that then can say, hey, wait a minute, we could use it over here. We could use it here.
Right.
How can this change voting, or how can this change
Exactly.
healthcare, or
Yep.
it's all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, it'll
voting
be
is a big
interesting.
one. We'll see how that pans out. I actually interviewed a guy out of Louisiana. He's running for Senate, and he's really trying to implement the voting at the local level on blockchain. So you're going to see it. It's just going to take a long time, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And then who knows? When sometimes once things they take a long time to catch, and then once they catch, there's that acceleration period. So
Sure.
perhaps we'll see that for sure. Well,
Absolutely.
CB, listen, love your stuff, love your work, love what you're doing. I'll definitely check out your Signals service when
Yeah.
that comes out. Really cool to have you on the show here. Thanks for being on and being a guest. This was just totally unscripted conversation,
Yeah.
which I like it like that. So appreciate you being here, man. And thanks for being one of the people who are in the crypto space trying to make it better. So we appreciate that.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. We'll see you later. Thank you. All right, everybody. Listen, it was just great to have Crypto Blood on, and I hope you enjoyed that interview. Of course, we'll post some links for his channel and also his trading signals course, which is coming up, his service and all of that. One of the reasons I wanted to have CB on was he's somebody I've connected with and worked with in the past as a promoter, right, for SafeJet. He did some stuff for SafeJet with us, and you can tell pretty quickly when somebody's personal and personable, and you get a good feeling about that person, and there's a instant rapport or a certain trust. And I felt that with him, and just checked out some of his work, and he's a legit guy. Obviously, he's been in crypto longer than most of us who are here. Certainly been in crypto a lot longer than me. It's great to have him here. Remember, Trust Launch is all about bringing trusted projects, trusted dev teams together with serious investors. And so we're going to be doing that through AMAs, also later a Launchpad. But for now, we just want to add a lot of value to the community, and glad that you guys could come here today. So, anyways, hope you guys had a great time. We will see you later. Enjoy the weekend. Happy trading. Stay safe.